My dear brothers and sisters, season of Advent is an opportunity of going back again and restoring our spiritual sight for a time that we have been so blinded and we have been in gloomy darkness, in the darkness of sin. Our liturgical reading speaks today about vision and light that brings about Advent season. The prophet Isaiah speaks about when he said, "On that day the deaf shall hear the words of a book, and out of gloom and darkness the eyes of the blind shall see. The lowly will ever find joy in the Lord, and the poor rejoice in the Holy One of Israel." And our response to the psalm, it speaks about this. "The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom should I fear? The Lord is my light and my salvation. Of whom should I be afraid?" And our gospel today speaks about the curing or healing of the two blind men. They cried out to Jesus, saying, "Son of David, have pity on us." And Jesus said, "Do you believe that I can do this?" They said, "Yes, Lord." Then he touched their eyes and said, "Let it be done for you according to your faith." And their eyes were opened. My dear brothers and sisters, we know that in this time of Advent, it is a journey in which we know this is regaining our spiritual sight. For a time we have been blinded, because for a time we've been in darkness. Darkness is actually sin and evil. Darkness is actually losing hope because we are in so much grief and sorrow. And we know that darkness would also stir fear and terror. And darkness, my dear brothers and sisters, it is actually a disconnection with God. For when we are in darkness, we lose sight of the goodness. When we are in darkness, spiritually, we lose our kindness and goodness. And Advent season is a time of regaining once again and asking God that He may restore our sight, our spiritual sight, so that we can again see the goodness and kindness of God in our life. Advent season is a time of regaining our sight, in which it leads us to a more beautiful insight about life. The experience of this pandemic, which for so long, for how many months, had brought us to realize how it means to grow in the darkness. We see that the human condition has been in the dark for so long time. And in this time of Advent, we are praying, asking that may God's grace bring and restore again our sight, our spiritual sight, our spiritual vision, so that we better appreciate life and we realize that we are actually God's beloved children, that we're able to do and follow His will, and that is to other than to do and live in the kindness and God's love. This is our prayer in this time of Advent, that may we be healed by our spiritual blindness with God's gracious love. Amen.